Guys, welcome to another video. You've got Mr. Everything English, and today we are talking about paper 1, question 5.
Everything education. Tuition for maths, English and science.
Now guys, this question is the most popular question in English. Whether you do AQA, whether you do Edexcel, wherever the exam board, paper 1, question 5 is about writing a story. Now at the moment, I am not talking about the description, I am talking about the story. Now yes, for this year's GCSE, you may be asked to write the opening of a story or the full story, but honestly it doesn't make a difference, because how will AQA or Edexcel know whether you're doing the full or the opening of the story? They will simply mark whatever you present them on the spot. Now, this question, guys, for years has been a topic of contention. And I just want to say a few things before we kind of boom and get started with this question. Number one, nobody has ever got in trouble for pre-planning their question 5. Never, ever. If somebody tells you, ask them for proof, because it's a bunch of lies. Number two, there is no such thing as plagiarism when it comes to taking somebody else's ideas. Yes, if you're copying somebody's written story, line by line, word for word, and you copy over 50%, then yes, this is plagiarism, this is cheating. Of course, nobody recommends anyone to do that. That's just stupidity. However, taking an idea, for example, if I wrote a story about a boy with a wand and he saves the day, maybe I've taken my inspiration from Harry Potter. Doesn't mean I've copied J.K. Rowling. We all take ideas. There is no such thing as an original idea. We are always borrowing ideas. That is why it is beautiful to pre-plan your question 5. Thirdly, guys, question 5, paper 1, is one hell of a tough question. You need to, in 45 minutes, use ambitious vocabulary, language devices, structural devices, punctuation, make sure your spelling is on point, and think of an idea, and do all of this in 45 minutes. If someone told me that, I would start sweating. And I do this for a living. Now what's my point? We are revising for exams. We are preparing for exams. So why would you not prepare accordingly? Why would you leave so many marks up for grabs? Why would you risk it when you can guarantee a solid mark before you walk into the exam hall? Now you might find some teachers who say, oh, but this ruins the creativity of English if you pre-plan the story. I'm sorry to break it to you, but your personal preference is irrelevant. This exam is not about creativity. This is a GCSE exam that has a mark scheme. This is not a story writing competition. So no matter how much you want to champion creativity, this question is not about creativity. There's a mark scheme that has bullet points, and the student has to tick off those bullet points. And not a single bullet point is about creativity or character or setting or plot. So please, 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 please stick to the mark scheme, stick to the task at hand. And that is why, guys, it is beautiful to pre-plan question 5. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how pre-planning works. I'm going to show you examples of students that I've taught this year, last year, and the year before who have all pre-planned. And I'm going to show you what they got and how they did it. And then I'm going to present to you a possible idea you may use for your exams. Alright guys, let's head over to the board. Behind me on the board is the new pre-planned story that I'm going to talk about a little later in this video. Now, when it comes to pre-planning your question, guys, this method works beautifully. Have a look, guys. This is the work of a student that I taught now 2 years ago. And for her GCSEs, as you can see, she got full marks. She got 40 out of 40. Now, the pre-planned story that she used was the Amazon package, which I've already got up on YouTube. So she used this story. So in the Amazon package, your character is in a warehouse. They're an Amazon package not being purchased, feeling sad. Somebody buys them, they get bubble wrapped, they get wrapped up, they get taken to the Amazon van, and then something bad happens and the customer cancels the order. That's the premise of this. Now this girl, a couple of years ago, she took that idea and she wrote this story. Now I promise you guys, I marked this question 5 at least 15 times. I marked this question 5 at least 15 times. When she started, she was a grade 4. By the end of it, she was a grade 9. The exam board AQA gave her 40 out of 40 for a pre-planned question 5. So she spent the entire year tweaking this question 5, making it the best possible. Then she used it in all of her school exams, in all of her assessments. So by the time it got to her GCSEs, she was so familiar with this question 5. And that's it. She went and used it and she got full marks, 40 out of 40. Now let's see what AQA said about her work. They said her vocabulary was ambitious. They said her writing was interesting. They said her sentences and punctuation were very good. They said her sentences were good. They said her language devices were good. Spelling was good. Vocabulary was good. Language devices were good. Sentence forms were good. And then these were the overall comments about her work. And the overall comments they made, they said that she had lots of ambitious vocabulary, sustained language devices, it was high level. Then they said her spelling was good, her vocabulary was good, sentence forms and punctuation were good. Then the second examiner marked it and he said the marks are reasonable. I agree, this student deserves 40 out of 40. Now, she didn't get 40 out of 40 by accident. We spent the entire year. Have you got vocabulary? Have you got language? Have you got structure? Have you got punctuation? That's what we kept focusing on her question 5. There's not a single comment about character, creativity, plot. So if anyone says this to you guys, they're lying to you. They are wasting your time. And she got 40 out of 40 for a pre-planned question 5 from a video that I had up on YouTube. The Amazon package is still there. Now that was a couple of years ago. Let's look at this year's GCSE. On the 23rd of May 2025 is when she sat her exam. So she sat her exam this year. This student pre-planned her question 5. And the question 5 that she pre-planned was the where is it? She used this one. The big mistake. Again, this is up on YouTube. And by the way, this student also got a grade 9. It was the plot. Paragraph 1, you're an innocent, harmless angel and you get promoted to the angel of death. Then you go to meet God and you're given your first job that you must go to earth and take your first soul. Then I describe the journey from heaven to earth. Then you take the soul of the victim, you arrive back and you realize that you killed the wrong person and your punishment is that you're banished from earth. Now this student, guys, she used that story just so you can see, was I no longer an angel? Was I going to be banished from heaven? As you can see, she used that story. She used that idea. She used it in her exam. She got a grade 9. She walked out. Life is good. Pre-planning works. Anybody who tells you otherwise isn't familiar with the mark scheme and they want to make your life difficult. Spend between now and April next year really getting familiar with the story. So the process, how does it work? The first thing you do is you come up with an idea. Then you plan the idea. Then you write the story and you get it marked. Somebody might say, oh, it's 28 out of 40, 30 out of 40. Okay, fine. Then you fix it. Then you get it marked again. Then you fix it. Then you get it marked again. Until you get it to about 36, 37, 38. Once you get it in the top band, then you just keep using it, keep writing it out and get familiar with it. And then you go to your exam, you read the question, and then you tweak your story slightly based upon the question. I normally leave the last paragraph open to manipulation to make the story fit the question. So for example, last year's question was about write a story about a day when technology stopped working. So the student who used the angel story, she tweaked it right at the end where the reason she killed the wrong person was because the machine she used, the gadget she used to take the soul, it malfunctioned. Tick, does the job, she moved on. But guys, it works. And if you're saying, so you know what, I'm not confident, maybe I can't pre-plan, maybe I need more, that's fine. Pre-plan 2 stories, pre-plan 3 stories, but you have nothing to lose. Why? Because if your story fits on the day of your exam, lovely, it will fit, 99% it will fit. And if it doesn't fit, then you do what you would have done anyway. So what have you lost? And in the process of learning the question 5, you would have learned your vocabulary, learned your language, learned your punctuation, because that's where your marks are. Now, guys, before I go over this, if you ever want any of my pre-planned question 5 ideas, if you go to the website Everything Education, if you click on shop, if you click then on free resources, guys, and then you go to GCSE story ideas, you'll find all the question 5s that I'm talking about in this document for free. And also, guys, as you're there, if you ever want tuition, if you click on tuition and you choose online or in person, so for example, if you want online tuition, you can get tuition, guys, for English, maths, science, 11 plus, whatever. Every single English class is taught by myself. So guys, do check it out. Anyway, guys, what is today's plot? What is today's brand new idea that I want to share with you guys? Now, if you look at the board, the bottom part is where we focus on. It is an English language exam. I want you to master your writing. So every paragraph, so guys, look, we're doing 1 main paragraph, 2 main paragraph, 3, 4, and 5. We're doing 5 main paragraphs. But can you see over here, between paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, I've got a circle with a star. Between paragraph 3 and paragraph 4, I've got a circle with a star. This is our 1-line paragraph. So altogether, we're doing 7 paragraphs. 5 main ones, 2 1-line paragraphs. That's the structure. Then, in each paragraph, we're gonna have 2 ambitious words. Euphoric, morose, colossal, paradoxical, befuddled, indignant, malevolent, abhorrent, exasperated, and serene. What do they mean? They mean the purple. Euphoric means happy, colossal means big, and so on. Learn them and use them. Then we have punctuation. Paragraph 1, exclamation mark. Paragraph 2, question mark and speech marks. Paragraph 3, a colon, which is used to replace the word because, brackets, and a semicolon. Then language devices. We're going to have hyperbole, rule of 3, sibilance, onomatopoeia, simile, pathetic fallacy, metaphor, symbolism, personification, and zoomorphism. And then, guys, in the last section, in paragraph 1, we're going to include a 1-word sentence. Stop, full stop. Amazing, full stop. Perfect, full stop. Paragraph 2, we're going to have dialogue. Dialogue is a conversation. Hello, how are you? New line. I'm okay, how are you? It's a structural device that we visually want to collect marks for. Paragraph 3, a flashback and an anecdote. An anecdote is a small personal story. I remember 3 years ago when I fell down the stairs. It's a flashback and a small personal story. Tick, tick. Paragraph 4, I want you guys to include a list. A list is 4 items or more. I feel so scared, petrified, worried, and concerned. 4 makes it a list. And a 1-word sentence. Now here's my advice. I advise all my students to, number 1, write in the first person. Advise. Not a must, but it's my advice. Why? Because generally what I find is when you write in the third person, John did this, then John did that, the writing sounds like a big list. To avoid that, do the first person. You are the main character. And try your best to write in the present tense, because it tends to be the easiest. Now this is what matters. All these people that carry on talking about your idea and your creativity, they're wasting your time. It's an English language exam. This is what you must master. Vocabulary, language, structure, punctuation. If you don't focus on these, then you will fail, and you deserve to fail because you are not addressing the mark scheme. Now, that's the focus. So you have December, January, February, March, April. 5 months left to master this bottom part. Now, what do we put it into? Because we need something to put this into. Now, here's an idea for a new story. You can use one of my old ideas, you can use one of your own ideas, or you can use this idea. Paragraph 1, my character is walking to get a haircut. This is his moment. This is his world. He's gonna get pampered, guys. He's waiting. The weather is beautiful, life is good. He's been looking forward to this haircut for the past couple of days. He can't wait. So paragraph 1, I describe his journey, I describe the weather and his feelings. Done. Paragraph 2, I arrive at the barber shop, I take my seat, and I describe the atmosphere around me. The people talking, the machines buzzing. I'm in my element. I can't wait. Paragraph 3, I sit in the chair and the haircut begins. I describe that moment. I describe the hair dropping. I'm loving this moment. But paragraph 4, things go a little bit wrong. There's a wasp that's flying around the shop and it keeps coming onto my nose and it's ruining my experience. And I try my best, but as the barber is sorting out my beard, achoo, I end up sneezing. And the barber ends up making a mistake, cutting off my beard. Oh my God, my moment has been ruined. That was paragraph 4. Paragraph 5, they reveal what's happened. I look at the man in the mirror. I don't recognize him. Who is that? There's a baby sitting there with no beard, with a clean shave. I'm sad. I'm destroyed. And I finally quietly leave the shop. Absolutely distraught. Paragraph 5 juxtaposes paragraph 1. And halas, it works. It's a perfect story. Last year, the story was write a story about a day or a moment when technology stopped working. Perfect. Perfect. Take away the wasp. Forget the wasp. The machine that he's using, it malfunctions and it ends up chopping off the beard. One of the questions was write a story about being abandoned. You feel abandoned by your barber because at the end he can't help you. He tells you to leave and grow your hair back. You can't believe it. Write a story about a human meeting an animal. Forget the wasp, a cat. The shop has a cat and the cat hits the barber's arm and he ends up messing up your beard. Guys, it does the job. Do you see? Basic plot, one character, one main setting. But it allows me to have scope for detail, and it's the detail that gives you the marks. And that's it, guys. You can use this. You can use one of my other ideas. You can use one of your own ideas. But I really beg you guys, pre-plan your question 5 because it will save you so much concern for your exam. This question is 50% of your GCSE. So if I was in your shoes, I would write up this paragraph using the word euphoric, morose, exclamation mark, hyperbole, rule of 3, one-word sentence. Write up this paragraph, this paragraph, this paragraph. By the end of it, you'll have a strong, solid story. Get it marked, get some feedback, go back, fix it. Get it marked, get some feedback, go back, fix it, and then see where you end up. And guys, just so you know, this is what we are currently doing with my online students. They are currently in the process of doing their question 5s. I'm gonna mark it, they're gonna fix it. I'm gonna mark it, they're gonna fix it. Alright. I hope my beard never leaves me. As always, guys, it has been Mr. Everything English.